Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Xeno. This is going to be my review for Ant-Man. And unfortunately, Sparkly Dolphin and Eel Omega could not join me for this review because we had to catch the 9:50 of Ant-Man, and it was 1:30 when we got back, so didn't exactly have time to record that. It was way too late. So that's why I'm doing it the day after by myself. We probably will record a spoilers for this with them, so I'm not going to do the spoiler stuff just yet. But I want to give my thoughts on it on release day for this film. And overall, it's really, really good. And it definitely gets better after you sit on it for a while. You need to keep your expectations in check for what you're going to experience with this film. It's a much smaller scale film than previous Marvel films. In like in tone and thematics and and actual practical, everything's smaller. But it's quieter, it's smaller, it's more personal than most Marvel films are, and it's not all this, oh look, big doomsday, end of the world, cities are literally falling from the sky. Nothing like that. I wouldn't say it's epic. There's nothing epic about it. Like the true definition of epic, there is nothing epic about Ant-Man. But that's not saying that it's bad. It's not. It's just a very different movie than previous Marvel films. And I like that. Instead of every Marvel movie trying to get bigger and bigger and bigger, trying to outdo the last one, they're just like, we're just going to do something completely different. Just like how Winter Soldier was a 70s political thriller, this is very much a 60s and 70s heist film. Which is fucking awesome, I think. I really, really enjoyed that. The heists were the best part about this film. There's 3 of them, I do recall. There are 3 heists in this movie. And they are all fantastic. I love it. Especially the one in the middle, which has a huge, technically cameo, I guess you could say, but it's really more so a role. It's been kind of spoiled by a TV spot, which I hate that was spoiled by a TV spot because it is actually one of the biggest reveals in the film. So if you have not seen this reveal, do not watch TV spots. Like if an Ant-Man TV spot comes on TV and you can't watch the film for a couple days and you're watching this review, mute the TV, look away, because I hate that they showed this reveal in the trailer, because in the movie, it's just so big and so powerful, and it's the only real fuck yeah Marvel moment in this movie. And that's one thing I loved about Age of Ultron, because even though it definitely had its problems, it made you just happy on that side. It made you feel like a kid again. It jazzed you. It was like, fuck yeah, Marvel, I fucking love you. That kind of feeling. And that scene was the only real scene that kind of gave you that feeling. It was like the only true epic scale scene, because it's like, holy shit, I can't believe this. But I really do appreciate this film for what it is. And Paul Rudd as Scott Lang is just great. But the best part about this film is Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. I want to see a prequel film that's all about Hank Pym Ant-Man. I want to see that. Because Michael Douglas was just so great. So great. It's like, him and Michael Pena are the best characters in this film. They're just so best. I'd say Hank Pym's definitely the more interesting character, but Michael Pena is the funniest. I'd say he's definitely the show stealer. And if they do an Ant-Man 2, he's got to come back. Both of them do. But Michael Pena, for sure. He was the comedic relief in a comedy film, if that makes sense. But, yeah, the film was just very funny overall. The best way I could describe it is a comedy heist film. It's not necessarily a pure comedy. It's not like laugh-a-minute comedy. But it's definitely way more comedic than anything that's came before. Even Guardians of the Galaxy. I'd say it's way funnier than Guardians of the Galaxy. But, trying to decide if stuff that's not exactly spoilerish. We gotta talk about the negatives real quick. And there are a few negatives. First 20 minutes of the movie, there's some good laughs in there, but it's not really necessary. It just feels kind of like, this is all like just shotgun together just so you know what the hell is going on, and then we can get to the Ant-Man stuff. It's pretty much what it is. Like, oh, you need to know this, you need to know this, you need to know this. Oh, by the way, you need to know this. Oh, and here's Ant-Man. It didn't exactly flow too well. The actual opening of the movie, though, which I don't want to say what it is, but there's a scene before the Marvel logo. Really, really awesome. And that's where the movie's MCU ties really kick in, is in that first opening scene. And it's just so great. Ooh, I love it. That's why I want to see a full film of Hank Pym Ant-Man without saying too much more about that. But the other bad part is the villain. Yellow Jacket. I just didn't like him. He had no reason for being evil whatsoever. There's no reason for him to be like the way he is. Just like, I'm gonna be evil now, I guess. Because I guess I gotta be evil. And it does steal a lot from Iron Man 1. I mean, you can gather this from the trailer, so this isn't like any spoilers or anything, but guy creates a suit, evil guy comes around, wants to recreate that suit, fight him with it, and they have a climatic battle, and that's Ant-Man to the T, or Iron Man to the T, so. Only difference was, this one wasn't created in a cave. So that's weird. But yeah, I mean, if it works for Iron Man, it works for Ant-Man, so not a big deal, I guess, but I just did not like Corey Stoll or whatever, Stahl, I think Stahl. And I just didn't like him as Yellow Jacket at all. And I really loved him in House of Cards, so I know how good he can be. I just didn't like him in this. I mean, even like from the start of the movie, just the way he played the character, it was off. Really off. Like, kind of like, oh yeah, like you tell I'm the crazy evil bad guy just by the way I'm like, it's like, hey Hank, how you doing? I want to show you something. Follow me. It's like, what? It's like, this guy is like so stereotypical villain. And that's the one thing that I hate about Marvel. They cannot write a good villain. Like, Phase 2, like, the only one that's even halfway decent is Ultron. And while Ultron's really funny, like, there's not much depth to him. Ultron definitely is the best villain out of Phase 2. For sure. But Yellow Jacket's easily one of the worst from any Marvel film whatsoever. He's down there with, Malekith, I think? Whoever the villain was in Dark World. That villain was just boring and utterly forgettable. Boring and utterly forgettable, and that's the way Ant-Man... That's the way Yellow Jacket is in this movie. It's just... I didn't like him at all. And it kind of like took the stakes out of the last 20 minutes, you know, where like the clash between them. Honestly, I feel like if you take Yellow Jacket out of this film, it's a much better movie. Much better movie. Take all those crazy scenes with him out, and we got to talk about it in the spoilers because like I can't drop it here because it's a big reveal, but it's also kind of an obvious and dumb reveal. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, like, literally, if you end the movie right before Yellow Jacket gets introduced as Yellow Jacket, you know, instead of just the Darren Cross. It's like before Darren Cross puts on the suit. If you end the movie there, great. I think it'd be even a good ending. You don't need the climactic battle in this movie. It almost feels out of place. Because the rest of this movie is quiet and, you know, way smaller scale. And it's just so different. And then you get this typical Marvel epic ending fight, you know, and it's like it's almost like it was trying too hard, I would say, and it just didn't gel with the rest of the movie. I guess they just thought like, oh yeah, we gotta have the climactic battle between good versus evil. We can't end it on this weird part where the good people win without a fight and stuff like that. But I kind of wish it ended before he put on the suit. Cut the last 20 minutes of this movie, I think it's amazing. Like, you cut like that final battle out, it works. I think it works. I really do. I really think it would work. But yeah, other than that, I really did enjoy this movie. Evangeline Lilly as Hope, I think is her name. I just know her as Wasp. But she was great in this. Like I said, Michael Pena was the fucking show stealer. It was amazing. So funny. So funny. And yeah, definitely well directed. Definitely well directed. Yep, that's about it. Oh, wait, the 3D. Definitely see it in 3D because, like, when it gets really small, the 3D is pretty good. I had a headache last night, so I didn't see that much of the 3D. But yeah, I knew it was there. My eyes just weren't registering it. So, what I saw was amazing, but surprisingly, Dolphin saw pretty much all of it, and he said it was amazing. So, that's why I can recommend the 3D. Recommended on his recommendation alone, but what I saw of it was pretty damn good too. And yeah, that's about it. Definitely go see this film. Like, don't take my criticisms of the villain as saying that the movie sucks, because the overall movie is amazing. Like, if you take that villain out of this movie, I kind of would say it's like a really high 9. Maybe even a perfect 10. Like, you trim the opening a little bit, get rid of Yellow Jacket. This is a damn fine movie. Damn funny too. But if you're going to rate it compared to the other Marvel films, like if you're expecting like Age of Ultron level of epicness, you're probably going to give Ant-Man a 7. This movie definitely should not be compared to those films though, because it is so different. I can't stress that enough. It's so different than any other Marvel film. You have to judge it on its own merits, and on its own merits, it is definitely a solid 9 out of 10, even with the villain shit. But you take the villain shit out, it's high 9, maybe even a 10, you know, if you trim out some other stuff. But it was definitely different, definitely fun. It was a good palate cleanser between Age of Ultron and Civil War. So definitely go see it, especially if you're a Marvel fan, or if you're just like a Paul Rudd fan, or you like comedies. Because this movie will definitely make you laugh. But don't go in expecting an epic villain, and don't go in expecting like typical Marvel epicness, you know, grand scales, and don't expect Avengers level of stuff, because it's not going to be there. Because this is definitely a different movie, a smaller scale movie. And yeah, that's about all I can say about Ant-Man. If you have any questions, comments, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video.